One thing that I find is that there's still a lack of really good programs to conduct truly like robust audits, right? So to be able to prove what you're doing, that what you're doing is correct, right? All of that fun stuff, the controls piece of your compliance management system, I still find is difficult for agencies to get their hands on easily. Also, there's always a hole with proactive monitoring to find those issues before they become, a lawsuit or something bigger, right? And so we always seem to find out about those. It feels like after it's way too late, right? We haven't. I mean, now we've got to go back maybe 6, 12 months to fix a problem that broke a year ago, right? So those are the biggest things that I see as far as compliance management systems, even folks that have done a really good job of putting people in place and, they've got their QA, maybe they've got speech analytics, but those things, the active monitoring on a daily basis still seems to fall short somehow. So, Mike, are you seeing something similar? Interested to see what you think on that.
I've seen both. So that sometimes the CFPB, when they come and do an examination, they're going to focus on the size of entity and the requisite compliance management system that should fit within that company. And it's interesting because I work with some companies that are not as large as some others that probably would have a lower threshold. And I'm even telling them I think that they're overdoing some of it to a point that they've created ticketing systems that do like it's like almost a CYA on everything, and I think you can get muddled down in trying to do too much as well. So I think there's systems that you can put in place, and I think you're right, Sarah. The biggest issue is testing and controls. If you have testing and controls in place, you should be in a really good position, regardless of how your organization is. Everybody's doing the policies and procedures, the compliance management process that's evolved over the last 5 to 8 years, and they look pretty good. I mean, I've been involved in a few CFPB compliance examinations just in the last couple of years as outside counsel to those companies, and as we went through them, they actually came out with fairly high scores. Now that could change based on the new regime within the CFPB, and they could start looking at things a little bit differently.